Now, of course, this little bit extra, we can easily get that to be routed in as well. And that will get sucked out. Quantum jars have the nice property that the more power they or the more essence they have in them, the faster that they want to consume things. So that's pretty nice. We'll just go ahead and break these, and we'll move this jar pretty quickly over here. These are ethereal jars, which are great because you can break and move them, but they all are also a little bit harder to move. But it's not impossible to move these quantum jars. If we were to break this, we'd lose the essence. But if I shift right-click with my dislocation focus, it's now stored in there. It's currently dislocating extra contents, and it shows a quantum jar. Let's pop downstairs and set this up. So if we go here and put this in, and then over here, we grab our wand and drop that. Now we've got fire and light, and if we add glowstone to this, then we should end up with an alchemical recipe. That's right? I'm not like misremembering something I haven't had to build in a long time. Oh, we need a little bit of potentia too. That's no problem. We have room for it. Let's just pop upstairs and grab some of that as well. All right, got a nice quantum jar. Just 64 potentia will do for now. Now, of course, we have to have the catalyst as well. So let's go ahead and grab some glowstone. And this should be sufficient for us. Now, you'll note, by the way, that we have some leaks here. It's sort of fine. I think that it will actually draw things in appropriately. So this is trying to draw in the glowstone. We may have to put some essentia filters on, because what we could do is like this, and that will actually be sort of okay. As you can see, the glowstone pressure is much higher in this than the other pressures, but I think that this will even out. If not, then we'll make some custom stuff to actually direct this appropriately. We can pretty much control the whole thing. It is possible. So let's grab some glowstone. Didn't I just request some? Let's grab a few and see if we can get this to work. If not, then what we'll do is we'll just change the layout of this to be a little bit cleaner, so that these pipelines don't intersect. All right, so if we put in this, we should be able to get Nitor. Now, that should be all that we really have to do, except for, of course, actually adding the ingredient. Now, as I understand, we can actually put in more. So there we go, we clicked it, and this is the active recipe. So now all we have to do is get the Nitor in there. And you can see it actually notes this. Now, it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a problem over here, just because of this. So what we need to do is really just, actually, it's pretty simple. All we have to do is make 2 directional essentia filters. Now, we could actually just do some crazy piping to work around this, but I don't think that that's actually very good. All we have to do in this case is just remove the label. So let's go ahead and make one of those, and I'll show you how those work because they're very useful for compact builds. Now, we ought to be able to fix this with 2 little tricks. So first of all, let's take this one and make it a filtered tube, right? And then let's take this one and make it a filtered tube. Now, the essentia always tries to follow the shortest path, and what happens is sometimes it won't be able to necessarily differentiate the shortest path for any given thing. So you can see it's got a problem here, and then it tries to route up there, and it's got a problem there. We can fix this, though. Let's go ahead and grab a little bit of potentia out of this, and we can put it back in just a sec. What we need to do is make a label, like so. And we'll put this back in. And now if we label this potentia, now that won't, notice that there's no leak there anymore, and we should be able to get the potentia pretty fast. Now all we have to do is label this one with the air so that it knows not to bring it over there. We might want to move this over by 1. I think that'll be fine. It'll know not to route things through there. So let's go ahead and grab a vial of the Lux, sorry, not air, Lux, and let's label this as well. This process is not entirely intuitive, I personally feel, because people just sort of think pipe networks are terrible, and they're not the best. But that should, now all we have to do is just disconnect these, so now those connections don't matter. Right now it can't be very smart about this outer route, so let's go ahead and move this, and let's grab some of our pipes, and let's just drop this down like so. And of course we have to be careful not to break one of these things in error. There we go. Now we should be able to just route that right in like that. Yep, and that's that, and that's that. So now if we click this, we should be able to get everything that we need out of it. So we can go through, get that. It should have everything it needs. Now I think we actually have to pipe in, we can remove all of these, right? I think we actually have to hopper in the thing. Let's check really fast, because I forget how we get the things in here. It's kind of weird. Yes, we're forgetting a heat source. That's the only thing holding us up now. Everything else should work fine. So let's just go ahead and grab this. And since we're so low in the base, it should be safe for us to go ahead and add some water. Let me just hop down here. This stuff is valuable. And let's go ahead and request a bucket of lava. A little bit of a heat source. And there we go. It's already tossed out one for me, but just to show you that again, and we can also hopper things in here. So let's just go ahead and put this in, and you'll see it'll pull in the various essentia, and out pops a Nitor. Now we can put a hungry chest down there, whatever we want, but this is 100% automatic, 100% efficient, and basically just works perfectly, and has a bunch of cool particle effects as well. So this is an automated alchemy build. Now you'll note that there's still some pressure here, but it doesn't actually matter because the system automatically cancels that out with these filtered things. So this is one way to do it. Now what we need to do is get a golem to constantly be stocking these up with the things that we want. It turns out that just coal and sticks can pretty much produce everything for Nitor. The reason that we want Nitor first, just to refresh people, like I said, this is for Golemancy. If we look over in the Golemancy section, we'll note that the golems require animation cores. Animation cores are bricks around Nitor. Now, we cannot automate the production of animation cores, but we can automate the production of everything else around them. So that's one step. We can also automate the production of all of these subsystems. So we can basically make it so all we have to do is produce a good stock of animation cores, and then we'll have the opportunity to produce everything up to the very high. There's a couple high-end ones that do require special stuff. You could see most of these, though, just require alchemy off of a standard animation core. Alchemy, which is pretty easy to get done. Now, so here's the special alchemy ones. Alchemy, the Use, this is a very expensive golem, actually, and Chop all require infusion, but everything else doesn't. So should be great, I think. Let's consider what we can do here. Well, it looks like our sorting system is right there. So could we grab a crafting pipe, maybe, and a little bit of gold pipe? There we are. So you can see we've wired things up. This is a little bit messy. I can do a better job than this, but this is mostly just to prove a point. So now if we tap with our wrench, right, and we explain that if we put in a glowstone, a Nitor comes out. No, just one. So let's just toss these. Don't have enough room to mess around too much. There we go. Got. Where are they? Oh, there they are. That was odd. Now we should be able to actually request the production of Nitor. I think this will work just fine. So let's just try it. I mean, like, whoa. Let's just try it. Let's make a Nitor. You can see now we've got the crafting request, and a single piece of glowstone should come down. And it pops out. Interesting. So what we want to do... How will we handle this? This is a little bit tricky. I got an idea. Do we still have that hungry chest? No. But, give me just a second to think on this, because this is a solvable problem. We just need to make a system that comes in at the top. We should be able to just break this and break this. Maybe. All right, folks, so I have crafted a hungry chest with a quick little bit of infusion. It wasn't too difficult. I've also crafted a wooden golem, which we're going to give an empty core to. This is an empty core. Now, just to reference, the empty core takes things out of inventories and puts it into nearby marked containers. We also could have used a fill core, which is, well, it's not really more expensive, but it is a slightly different cost. The empty core is lucrum, which is actually easier for us to get. So let's go ahead and affix this to him. So this fellow here is attached to this inventory, and he'll want to empty things. So like this, right-click him, and then tap him onto that. So now he's aware of this. So if we were to try and right-click him now, he would say, Master, should I remove everything from this container or something specific? We only want him to remove glowstone. So let's see if we can get just the glowstone. So he can remove glowstone, and that's all he'll think about is just removing glowstone. Now, if we were therefore to ask, so first of all, let's go ahead, right-click, and put a little bit of glowstone in, and we should find that this just works and drops into the hungry chest without issue. There we go. So we can go ahead and pull this out now. Whoa, that's a little bit disconcerting. Maybe we want to switch to using a Nitor under there as opposed to anything else. Okay, so we got this, we got this. So now we should be able to request a little bit of a Nitor. And this actually should just work. If I know what I'm doing, I might know what I'm doing. Okay. And out pops and up it goes. So there we go. Now we've got automatic crafting of Nitor. And it'll show up in just a sec. It just sometimes can take a little while for it to travel through the system to the chest that needs to go to. But yeah, so we have successfully created Nitor, and the Golem knows how to basically handle that system and pull things through. Now, this is a little bit of an expensive system. I did it sort of for the point of it, and we're going to finish this up, but probably subsequent systems will just resort to a hopper, maybe a vacuum hopper even, or something like that. And we'll set up to be a little bit more basic than it is now, because the Hungry Chest is a fairly expensive item, and it's just that I happen to have the stuff on hand to make one. Now, of course, the problem is that we're going to run out of Ignis, Potentia, and Lux fairly fast. But what we're instead going to do is run over here, and, whoa, if I can just get through this door. A little bit laggy tonight on the server. What we're actually going to do is build a few more of these alchemical furnaces. The alchemical furnaces are pretty easy to make. Let's go ahead and pull this up in the alchemy section. And we're going to make a few of these as well, which is to say these, there's the furnace, and then we need some silver wood. We have a few of these things for, let's see, there's arcane alembics. Now, the key is we're going to actually need to make 2 of these and 3 alembics. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do that off camera, but you can see that these recipes are fairly simple and they're fairly inexpensive. So let's just go ahead and make the various things we need. I'll be right back after I grab the stuff. I think I have everything I need now. Let's just go ahead, and so we're going to move things around a little bit, I think. So what we're going to do first is we're going to just dig a little bit right here. Yeah, this looks good. And we're going to probably change things up just a little bit. So if we go like this and like this, now let's put down 1 of these, and now we're going to put down 2 of the alembics, right? And while we're at it, let's also order. We need to order a few things here. Where's my orderer? How do I move that out of my inventory? Yeesh. Let's go like this, and we'll say we need some files. We need just 2. 2 should be enough. Now, what we want to do is basically hook these things up so that they get what they need to do their job. That involves running the logistics pipe system over to them and basically making sure that they can fill things up. So we're going to get another component, but let's just get the first part of it done. So we need 2 of these placed on top, right? Now we should have 2 files in our inventory. And our inventory is looking a little full, but so let's go. I made some extra lava crystals. They're really easy to make. Let's just kick this one off so it belongs to us and then toss it in here. So now, whoop, that's not what we want. So now we have an infinite supply of heat for this based off our LP network. Now, what we want to do is grab one of these glass vials and just grab a little bit of our essentially here. Why don't we just get rid of some of that for now? Let's just hold on to this, and what we want to do is make a label for Ignis. So now the Ignis is going to go into this alembic here. Now only Ignis will be allowed in there. We can go ahead and toss that back in. Similarly, we'd like to go ahead over here and grab a little bit of Potentia. That Potentia Did we just get two? No, just one. Okay, good. That Potentia, looks like there's a little bit of a lag desync there, will be used. Is that just not an item? Yeah, it's just a thingy. Oh well, lag. That Potentia will be used over here. So let's go ahead and similarly make a label. We can put this back now. And toss that right here. Now, I think that we can even avoid storage for this if we wanted to, but we're not going to. What we're going to do instead is move this right over here. Now, you'll see what I'm talking about. If we dislocate this, like so, and put that right here, and then run pipes basically over to that bridge right there without the intermediates, then we actually don't have to change anything and we can get a slightly cleaner setup. Then all that's left to do is basically build the Lux furnace, which we've already got. And now this, of course, can go right over here, like that. Now we just connect this up here, like that. And that should actually basically provide storage when the Alembic is not engaging in suction and fill things out when it is. Now, all we have to do is put coal in this, because if we look at our aspects, let's go ahead and grab just a stack of coal, which we actually are making in our magical crops thing. So we have infinite coal. Don't have to worry about coal. And there's other ways we can make Potentia too, but that's fine. And this is a little bit inelegant. Technically, we could make this a lot more compact with a golem, but let's wait till we actually have automated golems, and then maybe we'll go and make some other builds that are a little bit simpler. As it is, this is pretty cool that we have automated Nitor. Now, let's just see here. What do we want to do? Get some coal. Looks like I am probably going to have to change the way my system works because it's just not working right. But let's go ahead and push things out. And as we can see, things will begin to fill up in our system, and that's just going over here. We'll see that gradually these start to go up. It's not going to be as fast, but it will gradually go up. So we can see this will eventually start to fill up. How are we doing on the Potentia? So we got no Potentia there, and we should have more coming out soon. Yeah, okay, so we've gotten a bunch more Ignis. We should be getting more Potentia soon. If not, it's filling up in this buffer or this buffer. So we're good on that front. We should have infinite Potentia. Now, what we need to do is basically wire up that. Let's add one more of these right here, like so. And then we'll put an Alembic right here. Now, all we have to do is train our system. Let's kick off this lava crystal, bind it to us, and then toss it in here. Not there, here. There we go. If we put torches in there, it will produce the desired essentially that we want. And so this whole system will now just work as we expect. Now, when the system gets full, it begins to just store some, right? So you can see that basically we have a storage. It's interesting that we don't have any Potentia in there because now we've got 61 over there. It finally snuck over there. So all I have to do now is basically make some provider pipes and extend out this network a little bit. And we'll have automated Nitor that is perpetual and runs off of our magical crop system. Let me just get that done.